Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Rusty from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Welcome to our members area. Video 9 out of 10 for July. Today I'm joined by legendary former boxing guru, Mr. Peter De Freitas from London. How are you doing, Peter?
I'm fine, thank you. Not too bad today.
Good man, good man. I believe you're training at Mickey's Theo's, aren't you, in Buckhurst?
Yeah. Yes, I'm training down here every morning at 10 now, get myself in shape.
Good man. Did you see Mick there this morning?
No, he wasn't there this morning. It was quite empty, actually. I think most people might have gone away on holiday, first day back. So they might all get in their cars and zoom off.
No problem. No problem. A lot's gone on since we last spoke, Peter. First of all, how are you doing with your cancer?
I'm not too bad. I'm just taking every day as it comes. I do have good and bad days, I must say that, because I've had a lot of work done inside me, the big operation I had. So I'm just taking every day as it comes, and I'm in remission for the next 5 years. So hopefully I'm okay. But if not, whatever's willing will be.
Brilliant. Brilliant. What do you think about this situation with Conor Benn at the moment? I know you were Nigel Benn's manager for a number of years, from day one, wasn't it, up to near end?
No, when he beat Doug DeWitt, basically. When he beat Doug DeWitt, I took it from there, yeah.
Yeah, from when he won world title, yeah?
Yeah, first one, yeah. I got the second one from him, yeah.
Did you win WBC with him as well?
I got the WBC fight, yeah, against Mauro Galvano in Rome.
Yeah. So you know the Benn family and that. What do you think about Conor Benn calling out all these top names, but yet he's not gone through the levels? What do you think?
Well, I know he's got to do something like this for his own perspective, but for me, knowing the Benn family, they're very strong boys, very, very strong. But skill level wise, he can't fight the likes of Sean Porter and Amir Khan's yet. For me, I think what is he going to get out of beating an Amir Khan? Everyone's going to just put him down for that. Sean Porter would be a good learning fight for him, but he's got to be prepared to take a loss, because he wouldn't beat Sean Porter unless he caught him square on the chin. Yeah. No way could he win. If you had £1 million and said, where would you put it? You'd have to put it on Sean Porter, wouldn't you? So, but he's a strong kid, but he's being moved along very carefully because of his TV or his audience. He's big in the public eye.
Yeah.
I just personally think he needs a little bit more work.
Do you feel that Conor Benn should concentrate on Chris Jenkins or David Evanesian or Josh Kelly, them sort of fights in the UK, rather than we're trying to force the big Americans to take him on, because he's not seasoned enough to take those guys on, is he?
No, he's not. Not in my opinion, and everybody's entitled to an opinion. As he says, he doesn't listen to nobody, only listens to his own opinion. But for me, who's been in the sport since the 80s, in the game, but I've been following it, watching boxing since the 60s, he's not no more than British level at the best. I don't even think he's ready for David in the Everton, or what his name is, Everton yet. I think he's too good for Conor Benn at the moment. That's my honest opinion. Which I'm entitled to.
Yeah, I just feel that Conor Benn, they're trying to rush him, and he's allowing them to rush him because they're giving him the platforms. The YouTubers are all kissing his arse, and TV companies and the mainstream media. But he's like a 17-year-old kid that's passed his driving test and being given a Ferrari and to race around in a car race around Silverstone, but yet he hasn't got the experience, has he? He might have done a few laps with his mates on a weekend, but you can't just put him in a Formula One race, can they?
No, I agree with that totally. That's a good way to sum it up, basically.
Yeah.
It is. He's got that. Don't get me wrong. He wouldn't fear getting in the ring. His dad never feared fighting anybody. The same. But as you say, he's not ready for that yet. In an all honesty world, I'd like to see what happens to Conor when he eventually loses. Has he got the same willpower and drive to come back and go all again? This will sort out the men from the boys, but. I only rate him at British level personally, in a nice, polite way, Can't see him past that yet. Just don't. You know, they're just too dangerous out in America for him. You know, and Eddie Hearn is using him. He's only 24, but they want to drain the sort of nuts out of him. Put it basically, they're draining the nuts out of him to get what they can. He's their next pay-per-view star. You know, because Anthony Joshua won't go on DAZN, I don't think, personally. I think he will stay with Sky.
Yeah.
He'll go on DAZN. I don't think he wants that. It's not for him, as he would have done it already. You know, everybody else has made that transition already. And I just don't think that AJ wants it, you know. Same, so that's why he's got to build Conor Benn up to his next big star on this DAZN platform.
Yeah.
And they'll lose a lot of customers once they start putting it up. You know, they've advertised at $1.99. I'm a member for $1.99. If it goes up to sort of $9.99 or something like that, I don't know whether I'd want it, to be honest with you. You know, because I'm already paying for Sky, which I only pay for the boxing. You know, and that ain't on now. And the fights that are coming up on Sky ain't going to be no good. You know?
Yeah. I'm just wondering where they go with Conor Benn if he beats that Granados or whatever he calls, because he's shot to pieces, isn't he?
Well, he hasn't fought for over 2 years, I don't think. And he, to be basic, he's had the bollocks knocked out of him. Every fighter that Conor's fought have all had the nuts punched out of him, except for Mella, but he couldn't break an egg. And he didn't have no determination to win that fight. He come and just jab, jab, move, jab, jab, move. He didn't have no offense. He only had a defense type and a jab. This last fight, he caught him cold. This one, the geezers had literally, Danny Garcia knocked the bollocks out of him. He's coming over here cold. He hasn't fought for 2 years, 2.5 years, and he's coming over here to fight Conor. Conor will stop him in 4 or 5 rounds. I don't see it going halfway.
No, yeah.
No, I don't see it going halfway personally. I just think that they do all things from when they come here, you know, in the dressing room, turn the heating off or on or whatever, you know, all things. Get them on late, 10 minutes, you're in there and, you know, no warm-up. They do all crafty things. I've seen all the tricks they pull.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
No, it's not. But, you know, I respect every man that gets in the ring, don't get me wrong, but Conor's not ready for the big boys yet at all. And I think Tony, his trainer, knows that. And he's the smart one in the pack that's not allowing it. Eddie's promoting it by saying it on TV and social media, and so is Conor. But the only one you don't hear from is Tony Sims too much. And when he comes on, he puts everybody right.
Why doesn't Conor Benn call out Josh Kelly no more? He doesn't seem to mention him, does he?
No. And Josh Kelly will be a good fight for him and a good test. Definitely.
So, you know? So will Venetian, who beat Kelly.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think he's even ready for a Venetian yet.
I don't.
No, I don't. I think that he's a genuine European champion. Yeah. Like I watched Tommy McCarthy, Cruiser, win his European belt, right? That was all Romanians. And his first, he beat a Romanian, then they brought another Romanian in to defend it against with short notice. You know, it's all cleverly done. I know I can read it like reading a book, what's going on and how they're working and how they're doing it. And the same with Conor. I can read it like a book. He's done it all with his dad. I've seen it all. So I know exactly how they're working with him, you know. And he's in an illusion that it's all done on his grand gesture for him, that it's all for his benefit. But it's not, it's for Matchroom's benefit. And Tony knows this. But Tony made a mistake in respect that he's personal friends with Eddie Hearn. And you can't mix business and friendship, you know? When I was with Nigel, I'll tell you now, I never went to one party after he got won. And any after party, I never went. I never sort of hanged around with Nigel as a friend. I worked with him as a manager. And I kept it strictly business most of the time. And that's why I lasted so long. All the others tried to nick the platform and all this. I just done my job, got paid and went home. And this is where, you know, you've got to sort out what's best for your fighter, you know, and that's how I got on, you know, because they're all promising you everything, the promoters. But the pot of gold's at the end of the rainbow, never in the middle world, you know what I'm saying? You've got to have like 5 hard fights and then you get the pot of gold at the rainbow. You know, it's like another thing. Conor Benn has just stated that he signed a new 5-fight deal with Eddie Hearn. But I don't think Conor Benn has actually sat down and read the contracts properly, because there's little tiny lines in there. For instance, like going back a few years, like when I was in the game, like for instance, if you win a title, they then get another option of an extra 3 years on your contract. But he probably hasn't read that bit. You understand? And this is what happens in the British boxing as well. If you have a fighter and you're a signed manager, like I was with the British Boxing Board of Control, in that contract, it states, should you get your fighter a championship, you then have a further 3-year option on them, that fighter. They don't read that. All they want to know is, what's the figure next to that pound sign? That's all the fighter wants to know. They've not got the brains like, say, I have when I was in the sport, of reading these little small clips in the contracts. So now Conor might have done a 5-fight deal. We might get down to his last one. But then he'll sling him in for a world title shot with another 3-year option on that contract. Whether he's got solicitors working for him and that, I don't know, but I wouldn't have thought so. All he seems to be interested in is his cars, you know, driving around in his cars. Like his dad was the same. Cars. You know?
Lose money buying cars.
Oh, I made the mistake myself, so don't worry about it. I'm being honest about it. I'm the same. I've had all the cars under the sun, you know, but now I'm too old for all that, you know, but you live and learn, don't you?
Oh, God, of course you do. Go on, sorry.
I said, we're all wasted money. You're only young once, and you know, he's
my God.
It, but he's not like a Froch or someone like that who's smart with their money. You understand?
He's got two Ferraris in the garage making money every week the longer he keeps them, Carl.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you've got your smart boxers, and then you've got your boxers who just look at the next 7 days, basically. They don't look past that.
Some people have a Ferrari and use it. Cobra's got them in a special bulletproof garage with all security and all that, and wrapped up, and they're just there as an investment, aren't they, I suppose?
Yeah. But soon, I mean, in the next 20 years, you won't be using petrol cars on the road, so they won't be allowed on the roads. Who wants them then?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know, look at Floyd Mayweather. He's probably got 30 cars in the garage. How many has he actually driven? Do you know? Me personally, I'd rather have 30 homes now, you know, 30 houses. You know, but there you go. He works for his own money. He's entitled to spend it how he likes, I suppose.
Yeah. Can I ask you about Fury and Wilder 3, the trilogy not happening? Do you think it ever happens now? And do you think Tyson Fury's now lost the hunger?
I read this morning on social media that he's got rid of Sugar Hill and his other trainer, and he's now got Freddie Roach in. He's flown Freddie Roach. But where's he flown him? Apparently he was coming back here on last Tuesday, wasn't he? I don't believe he had coronavirus, and I believe it was down to ticket sales. Exactly the same as Lopez. Triller done it first with Lopez, and now you've got ESPN, is it, with Fury? Is it ESPN with Fury? Bob Arum. They've done the same with Fury. They've pulled him out because ticket sales. 15,000 he's done. He should be 19. So that's a lot of money to them. And, you know, I don't believe that. I believe the fight will happen in October. But I think it could be his last, personally. One more defence and that's it. I think he'd be probably a bit more wiser with his money after that. He's got to be, because if he pulls out, you know. But I think he likes to party too much myself. He's not like an AJ who's focused 24. This is why I've always fancied AJ against him. I've said it to you. I've said it to the people on your channel that I would back AJ every day of the week. I mean, on paper, look at the difference in opponents first, then how they live, then how they train. He's still learning every day, and Wilder is only cottoned on to what AJ's doing. Hold on, let's just stay in the gym. Let's keep learning. Because when I get this rematch, I know he's going to be hard to hit, because he is a good mover, Fury. As much as I personally don't like him, and I admit it to the to the listeners, I don't like him. Yeah, but I don't mean as a person. I mean, I don't like him as a boxer. I like the way he treats his family, his wife. He's good to his wife, and I like that side of it. I don't like him as a boxer. Me personally, you know, I've seen him, and I was there when he got beat by big Stan McDermott at Brentwood Leisure Centre on his 10th pro fight, and he never got the decision. McDermott. John McDermott, big John McDermott.
John McDermott, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, big John McDermott beat him, yeah. And I was there, and I was sitting next to Spencer Oliver, and I said to Spencer, Spencer, he's lost this fight. And he goes, yeah, I agree with you, Pete. But he won't probably admit that now because, you know, he's obviously on the radio and on, you know, media, social media now. But I'm telling you straight, I don't tell lies, you know. And we both agreed that he lost, but he got
Spencer Oliver is one of the biggest hula hooping arse lickers in the sport of boxing. He needs to rinse his mouth out with TCP. He should be embarrassed about the things he says privately to people, and then the things that he says in front of a microphone.
Yeah, I know. I do agree with that. Yeah. Did you see Eddie? Did you see Eddie Earn him off though when his phone rang in the when he was giving an interview on the TV at the press conference at the weigh-in, and his phone went. Spencer's phone went in. He went, I told everybody to turn their phones on. Don't you ever do that again. Spencer shit himself. I thought it was quite funny.
Well, did Eddie mean it?
Yeah, oh yeah, right guy. He was sitting on the stage on the stool, you know, with his mic. And he went, I told everyone to turn their phones on. He went, oh, it's you, Spencer. Don't ever let that happen again. He went, and he looked straight at him. Yeah. Don't ever let that happen. Because he was talking, you know. The king was talking.
Do you know what I'd have said to him? I'd have said, oi, fuck off.
Oh, yeah, I'd have jumped up on the stage and fucking throttled him.
Can you imagine him saying that to you? Peter DeFreitas, can you turn your phone off? I've just told everyone to turn them off. Fucking hell, fire, man, eh?
Oh, fucking fire. Yeah, definite. But, yeah, I don't know about this Fury. AJ and Fury won't ever happen. Just like Joe Joyce and Fury won't, AJ won't happen. AJ's never going to give him a title defence. He'd rather vacate. Yeah. After this, I don't even think he wants his Usyk fight. I don't even see that happening. I think he'll vacate and move to America fight. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that he will vacate the WBO. Joe Joyce will probably end up after Takam. I honestly believe that Eddie Earn and AJ have sat down and had a good discussion. And this is what I believe, that they've said, let it be known on here first, I believe that they've said, let's see if Joe Joyce wins, we'll give the belt up and then he can go and defend it, go and fight Usyk for it and give him a chance of winning it, being a Brit. And then we'll go over to America. And I'll tell you, he'll end up fighting instead of Usyk. I'll tell you, I bet he gives Charles Martin another fucking fight because he knows he can beat him. He don't want any hard fights.
Well, listen, Peter, can I ask you this, right? Yeah. Do you think that Sam Jones is going out to bat for Joe Joyce with the WBO to push the Usyk fight? Or is Sam Jones in Frank Warren's camp and Eddie's camp and he's trying to keep both happy, but putting his fighter third instead of first?
Well, for starters, I'm surprised that either Frank Warren and Eddie Earn would have somebody in another camp like that in their camp. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like Sam, for instance. I don't personally, honestly, think he's a good manager. I think he knows fuck all about the game. Yeah. And I don't rate him one bit. And he's done absolutely nothing for Joe Joyce.
No.
Nothing. Frank Warren has sat back and said, I'll tell you when Joe Joyce is fighting, you know? And it's that. I would have said, well, hold on a minute. My contract states if you don't get me a fight within 3 months because each contracts are dated. If you've got a 5-fight deal with a contract, yeah, with a manager, with a promoter, they're normally dated. So you go, right, there's one, there's 3 months. From that one, there should be a rest period in another 3 months. If you don't get me a contract within that day, a fight within them dates, they're nil and void.
Yeah.
Them contracts are nil and void. And I don't think that Sam Jones has done anything for Joe Joyce. I think he's done it all himself. But he hasn't even had any good fights yet, has he, apart from Daniel Dubois? Mm-hmm. This is going to be Takam. I mean, let's be fair, Takam ain't going to have no chance against him, is he? Do you think Takam's got a chance? I don't.
No, Takam ain't got a chance, mate.
He won't get halfway. I don't think Takam will see halfway.
You get knocked out, mate.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get knocked out.
He's an old man, isn't he? What is he, 40 odd?
Exactly. This is what boxing's come to, heavyweight boxing. And then they've got the cheek to say that, you know, these fighters are better and more technical and more, because they drink supplement drinks like you and me, that they're the best, better than the 90s. They wouldn't have lived with the likes of Tyson, you know.
Riddick, Bowler, next Lewis, Holyfield.
Yeah, none of them. They couldn't have lived with them.
Ray Mercer.
Oh, yeah. you know, even some of the cruiserweights that come up, you know, would have bashed them.
Yeah.
Tyson only gets away with it. Tyson Fury only gets away with it because he's 6'9".
Actually, he's 6'7". I've been there while he's been 6'7", but they say 6'9" because they can't lie straight in bed.
Well, he's
6'7", mate.
He's so awkward to hit, and you're punching upwards, which is even harder.
Yeah.
And he's so awkward. So that's all it is. It's not that he's a great champion fighting like Holyfield. That's what you call a great champion, is Evander Holyfield, who stands there toe to toe with Tyson, or he'll box Lennox Lewis. You know, all right, he might have lost or whatever, whoever, you know, but at least he goes in there and fights accordingly and switches up and switches down. That's what I rate. That's what I call an heavyweight. Evander Holyfield, someone like that who ain't fighting nobody, you know, and he's been in with them all. Who's Tyson Fury for? One basically decent heavyweight in the guy who really beat him and he should have been stopped on the cut. The German kid.
Otto Wallin.
That's it, Otto Wallin. He beat him, in my opinion. He should have stopped that fight. But because he was British, he didn't. You know?
Well, he beat Vladimir, but he was 40.
He was 40 years. What I'm saying, yeah, Vladimir was an old 40-year-old man. Yeah. And he hasn't fought nobody. They're all cruiserweights since, you know?
Do you feel, Peter, that Tyson Fury could be swerving the Joshua fight and the Wilder trilogy? Do you think he might have just had enough of it all?
I don't believe he's had enough of it all. It's just that his body likes to party and likes to be going out everywhere as I'm the king of I'm heavyweight champion of the world in America, because AJ don't go over there. He's out there with all the top fight. I mean, he's out there with Adrian Broner. You know, who knows? I'm not going to say he's doing anything, but he could be doing all sorts of things. Adrian Broner's known for it, and he's known for it. Why go and see Adrian Broner out of everybody?
Adrian Broner could be getting into party and reporting back to Al Heyman as a double agent.
Exactly. You know, apparently Adrian Broner's the only boxer that can inhale Peru.
That can what?
Inhale Peru. Yeah. But you know, it's just a funny old sport now, isn't it? You know, I as an oldie, I can, and I'm into it big time. I can see all the little moves that they make, and I know exactly what you're doing. Exactly, I can see it a mile off.
What do you think about the news this morning that Nigel Benn's been offered the chance to fight Roy Jones in an exhibition?
I never heard that.
Johnny Nelson and Oliver McCall's been voted as well. That's the word doing the rounds this morning.
Well, I'll comment on Nigel first. I would not like to see Nigel step in the ring again for my own reasons, which I have stated publicly. In 26 years of, like, Nigel retired now, about 26, 27 years. And I've never done or said anything publicly about Nigel because I respected what he done for me and how we built up together a good relationship and worked together. And I do honestly have a lot of respect for Nigel. And he was a great tough fighter, a good kid. And I respect all what he did for me. But in saying that, I know for a fact he had a bleed on the brain. And anyone who wants to doubt me and wants to get their wallet out, I'll bet them that he had a bleed on the brain, and the British Boxing Board of Control have got all the information on it and all the scans. And I know, because I paid for one of the scans, and I know that when we was in Tenerife, I had to go and take him for scans before every fight. And he said to me, why have I got to have scans before every fight? I know fucking else has to. I said, nice, don't worry about it. Just do it, keep him happy. Because I didn't want him to know that he had a bleed on the brain. Yeah. But I got his dad around my house and his brother around my house, John, and they will tell you, I told them straight what the situation was. Do they want me to tell Nigel? I said, because once I tell him, he won't step in that ring again. So anyway, cut a long story short, they said, no, if the board's happy with it, let him continue. So I said, fine. At least if anything goes wrong, you know I've told you, as his dad, you know? And so I don't think he should be in the ring with anybody, let alone Roy Jones. I'm not saying Roy Jones is anything like he was, but he's still a good mover and still slick, you know, and he's going to be a lot sharper against somebody like Nigel. I trained with Nigel in Tony Simmons' gym in 2017 was the last time when he was overtraining here with Conor Benn in the gym. And Nigel weighed in at 13 stone 1 on that day, because I know we weighed 13-1, and he's in good shape. I'll tell you that. He's in fantastic shape. He's in as good a shape now as he was when he was boxing. But he's old. He's 7 years old next birthday. He should be getting in the ring.
Peter, it's okay looking good aesthetically on the outside, but it's what's on the inside, isn't it?
The public don't know what I know. He's had a bleed on the brain.
He was taking drugs, wasn't he? Cocaine, ecstasy, weed, smoking 40 fags a day, wasn't he?
Now, I'll tell you this about Nigel, and I can honestly say this. As far as I know, and I know a lot, he never took cocaine.
He took ecstasy, didn't he?
He took ecstasy.
Well, that ecstasy's got cocaine inside it.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I've never touched drugs in my life, so I don't know that. But he took ecstasy on a regular basis after fights when he was partying or when he went to clubs. I know that, and he admits it. He smoked puff every now and then, very rarely, because it makes you tired and don't want to do nothing apparently. Yeah. So he did that. But as for snorting cocaine, I've never heard of that. Never seen it or never heard of it. I knew he took. Where do you think he used to get? Tucker used to give him his ecstasy tablets. You know what I'm saying? Tony Tucker. That's all they was. Fucking pals for partying afterwards. He weren't a great pal. He was just Tucker was just getting him all his pills that he used to take. And I used to say to him, Nigel, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Fucking get on with it, mate. I can't tell you what I'm doing in your private life, And I used to see the dips and the lows and all that. I used to have to suffer it,
What do you think about these YouTubers, Jake Paul and Mayweather, Logan Paul and KSI and Tyrone Woodley and all these earning multi millions out of sport?
Well, it's gradually taking over. More people are switching over to YouTubers than they are the small all shows, for instance, and the mediocre side. Not the elite. You'll always get your elite watching, like your top boys, but the small all shows and the middle range fighters, they're not getting nothing. They're lucky to get 200 people in, and there's no TV on most of them. Yeah. So, but Jake Paul, I can understand what they're doing, earning lots of money. I mean, they're getting 100 million and all this game. But Floyd Mayweather should be setting an example. This is not right. This is not boxing. He don't need the money.
Well, he's got fighters who are pros like Tank Davis, so he's having best of both worlds, Floyd Mayweather, isn't he?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. But he should be setting a precedent saying, look, I'm 50 in a pro game. This is how you do it, boys. Follow me. Don't look at YouTubers. This is not right. You can get seriously hurt doing it that way. But he's not. He's encouraging it because he's getting. How much did he get for that last fight? I don't know, 25 million, whatever. I don't know, 250.
More than that. I think he got
250 million.
Sorry. I don't know. Didn't this carve up 140 million between them both or something? Something like that in dollars. So shit houses, a lot of them.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It should be banned, really. Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Well, listen, Pete. Nice of you to come on. I hope you're well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Now that I know where you're training, I've met you down at that gym before.
Yeah, I'm going to get myself in. I'm doing well. I'm down to 17 now. I was 20 stone. I'm 17 and a half now, so it's going the right way.
Well, listen, you'll keep in touch, Peter, and
thank you.
We'll have a catch up soon.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Bye.
All right, mate. God bless.
Bye.
Cheers, Pete. Bye. Well, that were Peter De Freitas. So he lives down there in Essex somewhere. So I think that's me off to take my dog to vets now. Keith's going to bite me when I'm trying to shave him. So I think I'm going to have him put to sleep. And we'll see if we can get him in and get him. They can do it all, can't they, while he's asleep? Do probably a better job than me. Without going to bite me up. You put a muzzle on him, can't you? But he's trying to go like that to get it off all the time. So I don't want to put him through all that. Just put him to sleep, let him wake up with it all done. He'll not get so hot then in garden, will he? So peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. I think that's one more members video to do for a month, and then that's the 30 done. 20 on YouTube, 10 on the members. That'll be tomorrow now, I think. Tuesday. It's done. So anything else that you get now is a bonus. All right, but I can have a little bit of a break now after tomorrow. Might go on my travels. Might go see a few of my pals. All right, peace out. Oh, thank you for joining members area as well, by the way. Cheers.